prostitute story. You guys ready? Are you ready for this? Bondage? I'm in.
I should be able to hire my own tweaker to beat up another tweaker.
Gets high fives from the boys.
It's the stupidest thing I ever heard of.
Good morning.
Hey, good.
With the boys.
It's still morning, technically, I guess. Surprise. We're here.
Technically.
I had no idea we were going to be here, but you know what? When you got soggy bottoms, why not?
I was just going to say, when the weather does this, what else do you do? Logan's actually kind of bummed because he was actually looking forward to go play with his workers in the dirt.
It is nuts out there. Should I get into it? Should I fill you in on what happened this morning?
Oh, you got a call from...
Well, yeah. So I get a call, and they want to start making some cuts in the garage. They don't want to use... They don't want to cut underneath the porch because A, it's cold, and B, they're wieners. So can we go use the garage? And I'm like... The doors have been in there drying for now 5 days. So, yeah, go ahead. You guys can go ahead and open that garage door. And if you need to cut in there, then by all means. I mean, you got cleaners. They're going to come in. They're going to wipe all these doors down. He's like, cool. Fine by me. So, they're in there doing their thing. And I was like, okay, so it's going to be his last day. Countertop guys are done. And that's got to mean the tile guy has got to be ready and out of there. Joe's like, he just starts laughing hysterically. And I'm like, what is so funny? Turns out that dude's on the chopping block today.
Tile guy?
He's getting trumped.
They taking him out?
You fight.
Oh, no way. He's gonna let him go?
Hopefully, that dude is not one of my followers. And if you are, I'm sorry, buddy. Good luck with yourself, because you should have been faster and you made a whole lot of people not very happy.
Dang. He's getting the boot, huh? Well, that is what happens when... I mean, I don't know what his promise time was, but if you miss your promise time by that much, you might have some problems.
Well, it was always, it's going to get done next week, and then by the end of the week, we're going to be totally good to go. And that carried on for about 3 weeks, and then he said the 27th or 28th, and the homeowners lost it. They about... somebody was going to get... So I said, Joe, you should tell me there's going to be a bunch of people in there today. Tell me I'm not going to be able to get my stuff done. Probably not a good idea to go up there. I'll let you have this one out with these guys and then check back in.
Plus, they're probably tracking so much mud into that house right now. Because all of the... I guess unless you go through the front door, you have sidewalk the whole way, but all that back is loose dirt, so that is all just mud right now.
The nice part about it is that's why I'm like, I can't really argue with the guy who needs access to that garage.
Yeah, true.
You all got to get in there, man.
Yeah, and like you said...
I will not be the one holding up the show, and if you guys want to do some demasking for me, you got it, boys. Have at it.
And... You said they've been in there a good amount of time.
They've been curing for 5 days.
I don't think
Dust
we
isn't
came
going to
that
stick to
far
them.
out to where that one
No,
door
I was like,
would.
I literally told him, I was like, so you don't think you can fit a saw in there with how much he has? He's like, it's not so much that, it's just opening the garage door to get it in there. I'm like, oh, well, you got to tear some stuff down, Joe. I ain't going to stop you.
Yeah.
Have at it, boy.
Nice. When I set those doors up, right, I was like, man, we're going to need all 4 of these and we're going to fill all of them. We did our first row and I was like, holy shit, we fit way more doors here than I thought. So like that first row, and then it kind of gets a little shorter and a little shorter. It's like, it seemed like we were going to run out of space pretty fast, but we had plenty of space in there.
Yeah, I didn't even think it was
are those
almost
some
an
magic
issue.
cards I see? you a Magic player? Used to be. Oh shit! You want to? You got a deck built? You got enough to build a deck? Yeah, get the deck built. Yeah.
There you have it.
I don't play, but Billy could always use someone else to beat.
I don't ever. He tried to show me. I think he had built me a deck even, and I was like, I'm way more into the art than I am this game.
2 weeks ago, he did their Magic night, and I'm coming home about 11 o'clock, and I see Mitch leaving. I'm like, 11 o'clock? It's like, dang, usually everyone's over quite a bit later for Magic. So I get home and literally everyone's gone. I was like, what the heck? But he's like, yeah, I won every game, so everyone left. It's like, dang. It was only 2 games. One game took like 3 hours, I guess, and then the second game, Billy won again. So yeah, everyone left.
He wasn't messing around, huh?
Nah, he was playing to win.
Guess what? Tonight is going to be an early night. I'm not trying to deal with y'all. I'm going to beat you and send your booties home. He probably went home feeling like a champ, too. I mean, in his own house.
Yeah, he just walked to bed. He walked to bed feeling like a champ. I won every game.
It's no big deal. I wake up, I piss excellence. I go to bed, I win. Wake up, win.
But yeah, I saw the Magic cards there. I'm sure they'd like to invite someone else. If you're interested there, DJ.
There's a reason he brought him out this morning.
Put him there. It's a subtle little thing. Just set him there and be like,
I know he'll see these, and then it's only a matter of time.
You don't invite me? I'm inviting
and then
my
they'll
brother
see
too.
the true dungeon master.
Wrong game.
I mean, it all depends on how you decide to play. You still be a dungeon master.
If are you gonna join? You're gonna join us for the D&D with Nate then, maybe?
100%. I'm in on that.
Do you have a character thought up yet?
No, I put zero thought into it.
We'll have to get you the character book because I'm doing a gnome monk, so like a little short garden gnome sized monk. So be really good at martial arts but a little guy.
Nice. How are you going to cosplay that?
Dunce cap and like a robe, like monk robe. The monk robe might actually translate very good into the Star Wars character as well too, just because it's kind of that roby tied feeling. So I might have to be black robe, and then I'll get a dunce cap that's all painted black.
Oh, you're all black on black, huh?
Yeah,
I want to think gnome. Red cap, blue, and red shoes
with the curlies. Elf shoes. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to stereotype, you know what I mean? I don't know who in that realm owns the pointed shoes, you know what I mean?
Do garden gnomes have... I guess it's not garden gnomes only. What is a gnome? Well, can you look up what's a gnome, DJ?
I've never seen this man type so fast until it came to looking up gnomes. He was like,
what is the lore of a gnome? Okay. You're going to have to read that because I can't see.
I can't either. What are you looking from me? It's only when he puts the magnifying glass on stuff that I can actually read it.
Yeah, but his head is in front of the monitor for me, so I literally can't even see the magnifying glass. The lore of gnomes. I wonder. I'm gonna have to do history of gnomes. The symbolism. What are gnomes? In folklore, gnomes are small supernatural spirits that live underground in caves or other hidden places. These folkloric.
This feels like it was written by
Creatures are commonly depicted
somebody in like 6th grade
as little old men with beards, usually
hunchbacked.
Dude, that's great. I am a little bit hunchbacked naturally.
This is just so funny. I was like, I think it's
red hats. Literally, it called out red hats. Okay.
Oh, nomus, the Latin word. Good, yes. Which was used by the 16th century Swiss alchemist Priscillius, who described gnomes as Paracelsus. Priscillius, who described gnomes as being who were capable of moving through the earth, just as fish move through the water.
The Greek term nomus, which translates to earth dweller. So I can move through the earth? I wonder if my dungeon master knows that. He'll be like, you get attacked by this creature, and I'll be like, I use my gnome powers to swim through the earth like a fish and pop up on his backside and attack from behind.
You gotta keep that one in your back pocket.
Yeah,
Don't let him know.
Don't listen to this, Nate.
You probably
dungeon,
won't.
copyright it. My dungeon master can't use it.
I should probably double check when his baby shower is.
It was this last Sunday. We missed it.
It was last Sunday.
Sunday.
Man,
I missed it, and I feel bad. Yeah,
I tried to.
Billy wasn't even home either, so we all missed it. But I did give them a baby shower gift at the last time they were at the house. I had some baby clothes I gave them, so I technically gave them a gift. Don't hate me, Nate.
I think Nate knows that I'm just gonna drop the ball for our relationship. I don't think I've ever. Besides the brisket, I showed up with the grill. You're welcome, Nate. Your delicious brisket was because of this Mexican's grill that my baby mama decided to keep. Both grills.
You lost all your grills, dude? Dang.
You need a woman who knows how to hurt you? Yeah. Watch when your baby mama takes both your grills. Oh, okay, cool. So now I'm back to cooking on a skillet over a fire. Appreciate you.
You can take the kids, but you leave me my smoker.
Yeah, I was like, that's a Traeger.
That's a Traeger.
I mean, I was supposed to drink a 6-pack even building this thing. And now I built it and you're just going to keep it? Well, this hurts.
You a Traeger trader?
Can you look up Indian Giver? I really want to know and who, was it people like Native Americans came up with it for each other, or was it white people gave it to Native people?
Oh, I'm sure it's something like that. I'm sure it was made by the white man.
I need the mic. There we go. Gotta go back to the beginning. I have no idea. Indian giver is a pejorative expression used to describe a person who gives a gift and later wants it back, or who expects something of equivalent worth in return for the item. It is based on cultural misunderstandings that took place in between the early European colonists and the indigenous people with whom they traded. Often the Europeans viewed an exchange of items as gifts and believed that they owed nothing in return to the indigenous people. Also, Indian givers were white people. On the other hand, the indigenous people saw the exchange as a form of trade or of equal exchange, and so they had differing expectations of their guests.
Yeah. We came over here and they're like, oh, bread? And they're expecting a trade and they're like, oh, thanks for the bread, dude.
100%.
Just walk away and they're like, what the fuck is that?
Look at these Indian givers. We give, but they give nothing back in return.
Oh.
And now we are enslaved.
That term was not created by the indigenous. 100% was not. They're like, hey, here's the bread, and they're like, oh, cool, go to walk away, and he's like, no, give me that back. If you're not going to trade me something, give me that bread back. And then he's like, look at these Indian givers here, man. Just give gifts and want them back. It's like, no, it was supposed to be a fair trade.
Or do you think it was like a slang thing? They knew what they were doing. Watch, these natives, they're going to give me something. Call it Indian giving. They just give us stuff and we take it.
Damn, it could have been that too. Damn, that's
Indian giving, more like Indian taking. Am I right, people? Am I right?
As he's sitting there like waiting for something in return, just like, see, look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Hey, thank you, Tonto. I appreciate you. Thanks for the corn. I'm out of here.
That's another thing that's crazy is that all like the mainstream potatoes, corn, tomatoes, they all came from North America. And then that stuff got over to Europe. Like, they didn't have that till they came here.
Yeah, actually, I think I did a research thing on this where it came to tomatoes because I was like, no way did tomatoes come here.
Because we're like Italy. Italy's famous for tomato sauce. But yeah, we checked it and it fact-checked it, and it is true. They did not start doing their tomato sauce till Christopher Columbus came over and got some goodies from the American natives. That's crazy.
Never would have had the good sauce without the Native Americans. Remember that, you Italian people.
Remember us.
What was that game? Looked pretty cool, the graphics on it.
I
Anyways.
saw something about the air fryer, dude.
Of course you did.
Fred van der Weesch.
Oh yeah, hey everybody, top of the hour. Do not forget to like, share, subscribe.
Check out the shorts. There's one short that if it gets 1 million views, I will get a tattoo of Fred van der Weesch, his name on my butt.
And we've already started to come up with the design ideas for this bad boy, so
I might even do it without the 1 million views, and then just hope that it gets there one day.
he's like, I love this man.
I love an air fryer. This is the guy who created the air fryer, everybody. If
They
you're
would
not
know.
If you're not aware.
They would know. Everybody's tuning in right now. They gotta be.
Van der Weesch. Van der Weesch.
Did your dad give you some slack since you got some new episodes out?
No, he was. He was never judging because we were.
No, I just
Like,
know he needs more content.
yeah.
So I'm like, we caught up with it. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
He can't be in
Probably.
it every day. He's
Yeah.
got better things to do, right?
Yeah, but he is also not at work right now, so
I
he probably
suppose.
does have a lot of time to hang out, and he's not fishing right now because he just had to put the boat away because it was about to get cold.
That probably hurt a little bit.
He got to use it a couple extra weeks than last year,
Oh, that's
so
dope.
he was actually excited.
You fishing
Yeah.
anything big out this year?
He did catch a pretty good walleye. I think it was out of our local little pond there. Keyhole.
Nice.
Apparently,
That is a fun little spot there, Keyhole.
cliff jumping when we were younger.
I can't remember if we ever
Did you ever do
cliff
the
jump.
Because you went with my parents and got on the boat then?
I went with your brother. We got to take it out, just me and him. And we were in Nando, actually. And took Nando. I was in the water, bobbing around.
Heck
I
yeah.
put Nando in the water. We were like trolling, and his feet were dangling in the water. It was one of the funnest times. I was smoking cigarettes on the boat, which is a big no-no anyways. And Billy's like, hey, I think you've had enough. I know there's all fun and games out here and stuff. Remember, it's a boat. And then I think I left a pack of cigarettes in the side panel of that thing. Like, so if you ever go down there, you should look and see if it's still a pack of cigarettes on that boat.
in there. Yeah, I got to go do the boat once this summer with my parents. It was cool. Get
Oh,
the
yeah.
kids to jump in the water and just
I think
float
Nando
there.
still has his life jacket there. And
Probably the kids one that the kids are using now.
that makes sense because we had to buy one for Nando when we went out. So
Yeah, it might be one that's my dad's gotten a new boat since then too.
hell yeah,
Fancy.
man's
Fancy
doing it right,
fish finder stuff.
right?
Yeah, it's great. They want to move back to Montana and like retire in Montana, but that spot they have in Wyoming is so sick.
It really is.
They got the separate shop with a lift in the shop, and then it's got the 2-car garage next to the house, big backyard. Like,
But it's still Peaburg, right?
no, that's in Upton.
Oh, I know, but
Upton, yeah,
Peaburg is the
somewhere out there. I think either right in Peaburg, yeah, or somewhere near. That's what they want to do. But
Stevensville.
I get it because my uncle has a fucking mine. My uncle bought a mine. We tell you that?
No,
Yeah.
that's cool as hell.
The old mine up in Peaburg, an old silver mine. They're trying to get it back up and running.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
What does it take to get on board with that?
Oh man, well, the main entrance is all caved in, so they're slowly going in and, clearing it out, sucking all the water out. I think they're going to try to eventually get a couple 100 feet in and see if there's any silver in there. Yeah.
That's cool as hell. We should just go do that with them. It's
If
probably way more.
it gets to that point, my dad's already talked about it, that he's going to get my brother up there in the mines mining. He'll have told me he'd have me probably doing like stuff on the surface. We'll get you in the offices, or mechanics, because I did go to.
Make you feel so good.
We'll keep you up on. He didn't say specifically, but the mechanic side of
But
things.
you know, your dad was looking at your brother. We'll get you in there, swinging an axe. I always know you want to do it. You're gonna make me so proud, son.
Looks at you.
I think we got a spot in the office.
You can.
We're always gonna need the coffee. We're always gonna need coffee. Okay.
No, the mechanics, because I went to school for diesel mechanics, so I'd be the mechanic. But I do not want to be a diesel mechanic.
Would your dad throw you to the diesel side of it? Would he like, hey, I need you to fix this equipment?
Oh yeah, or he'd just put me in equipment underground. My dad would not. He would not hesitate to throw me underground. I was just kidding, guys. My dad doesn't think that less of me. He'd definitely be like, "We'll get you in the muck truck."
That is so damn funny, though, for that to be the case. That is badass, though. I mean, hopefully it is, good for them. Who buys a mine in 2024?
Dude.
That's cool, though.
He's had it for a few years.
But still,
but still.
I mean,
It's
he's
like,
out there buying mines.
when my dad told me, I was like, "The fuck? You couldn't do what?" But yeah, it's legit. It took him a while to actually get the land purchased. And
That would be
stuff.
nuts for Billy to. You think Billy would say?
I don't think so. I think with his lineman stuff going, I mean, it takes a lot to get in. To be
It is kind of,
you know?
but that mining's in his blood. He tried to get on at the mine too. I wonder why it never panned out.
When my dad worked there, you can't have two family members that work at the same mine. And this is because back in sometime in the 1800s, there was a father and like 3 of his kids that worked in a mine, and it collapsed. So the mother ended up with losing her whole family, her husband and 3 kids. So then they made it to where you can't have family members working at the same mine.
Well, I mean, that is pretty silly. I mean, we could have. There was 5 of us. You could have lost a few. We've been all right. We kept the family in whole. You don't send off everybody.
Well, yeah. Well, what if everyone was at work, and what if everyone worked at the same mine? Your mom sends everybody out the door. All 6 of you guys.
You're not going into the mine. You're headed to Paperworkville. So there's always going to be one in the chamber.
Not
now,
back in the day.
In
dude.
my case, my son, he can't ever go. Me, on the other hand, it's like Mulan rules. The father must go. All right, dear, give me my sword. I'm going to battle.
Give me my sword.
And I think my son would gladly give me my sword. I don't think it would be like Mulan. He's going to fake being me to go.
You're like, here you go, Dad. See ya.
So quickly I can see it happening.
By the time the guy's done saying, you need to go to war, and then your sword comes up in your face.
Here you go, Daddy.
Yeah, here you go. See ya.
Good luck out there. Can you... Before you do got to take off and everything, obviously I love you or whatever, but do you have, can I get a few things before you take off?
That would be easy. She'd be like, can I get a glass of chocolate milk before you leave?
So I get mad when like that stuff gets wasted, like milk and everything. And my son, he just gets so into games where he just forgets what he's doing outside of it, and then until like somebody steps in, then he's like, oh, I was supposed to be eating, and then I'm like, yeah, dude, and then I'm like, dude, you know what I feel about comes like wasting milk and stuff. I would have gladly drank all this milk, and he's like, it's still cold, Dad. What are you talking about? And he starts drinking it, and you try them or try to spite you and just force their way through something just to spite you? It's not bad. It's actually still kind of good. No, it's fine. I like it, actually.
You can just see the pain in his face. And
I was like, by all means, you could have Addison. I mean, good for you.
Oh, man, that's hilarious.
You show your old man.
Stick it to the man. But really, you're just like, joke's on you, man. I would have dumped that milk out. Yeah.
He's definitely at the age where like he's basically wants to be just self-sufficient. Never wants to really get bothered with anything. And then the second he actually is like trying to do something he just can't do because obviously his wrist is broken, so he's cast it up, trying to open a thing of the thing from ramen, you know, that little packet. Mm-hmm. Not happening. He's struggling, fighting, getting mad. Finally just looks at me. Please.
Please.
Just mad. It was like, I'm about to mess this whole thing. He already had dropped his noodles. Like, it just splashed water everywhere. It was not going good.
Oh, he's having a day, huh?
I was like, I'm not going to step in. You got this, son. You will get through this one. It's not even... If you can't accomplish this, we got bigger problems, son. But I get it when that packet just not trying to open. Mm-hmm. And I've been lucky in that regard. I've never broken the hands or anything too bad.
I did, and it was my left. I got lucky with that.
Hyperextended both elbows. I think I have broken this one because when I or it's this one. This pinky just goes off and does its own thing.
I think I broke my hand once. Just longboarding.
A long time ago when I used to work at Taco Bell when I was a young boy, had a mentor, and it was, you had to punch these boxes to toughen your hands up. That's how it all started. Taco Bell and just socking up boxes in the back.
My thing at the dealership is I eventually learned, because I did punch a metal wall once and it didn't help. I would ask my technicians to keep a box, and the best boxes were axle boxes because it's almost like a big bat. So a customer makes me mad. I calmly walk back to my technician's toolbox and I'm like, yo, can I have that? He hands it to me. Open the back door and I just bam, bam, just destroy that box in about 8 swings on the door. And then I get to walk back in and like calm down. Like that was my anger relief. Just go destroy a box. My technicians would love it. If I asked for that box, they knew about a show was about to go down. They'll just sit and stop for a second, watch me, and they're like, "You good now, dude?" Like, yeah, I'm good.
What an insane thing to do.
When I worked at the waffle shop, it was the to-go containers. Take one of those styrofoam to-go, have your buddy hold it, punch right through it, destroy a styrofoam box container. Sorry, Julie, for all the wasted styrofoam box containers, but sometimes you don't want to yell at a customer, you just need to punch a styrofoam box.
I don't think we ever were destructive with, after hours, we were destructive in places. Like Taco Bell specifically.
Did you guys, like, I don't know, I feel like, I guess customers would probably still piss you off there.
I mean, they literally, because we weren't working there anymore. We had already left. Everybody was in different professions, but we still knew everybody who decided to stay. So we basically had access to the Taco Bell whenever we wanted to. So we just knock on the back door, they would open the door, and we'd be just chilling inside Taco Bell.
Damn, that's pretty tight, actually. That's pretty sick.
Hey, y'all need help? We just jump online and start making some food with y'all. Hey, you guys really shouldn't be doing this. You know who the hell we are?
You know who the fuck I am?
Dude, I can make tacos in my sleep. Now move over, and everybody be most of the time just half drunk. You want to see some wild shit? Go into Taco Bell after hours when they got the front door locked.
Just knock on the back door and...
What's happening in that back is something... Probably not anymore. Everything's so cambered now, but before it was
there was a lot of blind spots, dude. A lot of blind spots, bro.
Bathrooms, fry areas, coat rack areas, walk-in freezers, all of it.
Speaking of behind the scenes, I always wonder. It's funny when I watched your live today. Yeah, I was actually watching it when you called me, so I didn't get to finish it. But I always wonder, like, what they're thinking. Because even the other day, they're like, yeah, we saw you pull up. We knew it was you guys. It's like,
these douchebags again. Wonderful. Hey, douchebags. Oh, you're going to do a little video?
That would be so funny if Gabby answered it like that. Good morning, this is Gabby. How you douchebags doing? Gabby, you have if you want to do that, you can.
Just know we're gonna film it and we're all gonna laugh. We watch it a million times.
We're clipping it.
Copyright it. Man, not to get into some seriousness, but we gotta get down to these spike protein.
Dude.
Jess sent me over that, and there's so much info like out there. Not every, you know what I mean? You don't know what to believe. I just watched that guy. He was dying of cancer, and he was like, I will send $10,000 to whoever can help me. And immediately he had to hire a bunch of people to answer the phones because everybody had a cure. And then went on to say they've already cured cancer. They have 5 different cures for cancer right now. And the one that they were using, it's actually designed to knock parasites and worms out of your body. Like kind of like radiation, but not radiation, and it just gets it out that way. And because it turns out these parasites and worms are dookying inside your body, and that's what the cancer's. So you got a bunch of parasites that are just taking shits inside of you after you're, you know what I mean?
Is
whatever.
that the spike proteins? Or is that
No, it's just, I mean, like this was a side thing.
if
Like,
you have
but it's the
parasites in you?
manipulation of it all. Spike proteins now is the new thing, and the heavy metals inside of your body.
And if I could be wrong, because I'm no fucking scientist, but I believe the spike protein issue came with this RMNA shot, which is essentially, I can't remember how he worded it, but it's supposed to attack things, but what it's doing is it's actually letting them get into your, what is it, into the reproducing the wrong proteins in your body, so it's producing bad proteins.
Yeah, so
I don't know
it's essentially
the fucking science behind it, but I've watched a couple of videos and I've been scared.
Yeah, because it's essentially leaving more toxins inside of the body. You're introducing this protein, and we shouldn't have that protein because we have our natural proteins, and it's literally leaving
and it's attacking
heavy
the
metals
good ones.
inside of your body.
Yeah, who knows, man? All I know is the COVID vaccine came out way too fast, and it was not tested properly.
And once again, like we were talking about yesterday, is this going to go to litigation? Now all these guys are going to be in court over the vaccine, but how many vaccines were already taken and sold? They already made all their money.
Yeah.
Now it's who's going to get the biggest slap on the wrist.
Yep. I'm waiting for do you or somebody you know got side effects from the COVID vaccine in 2024 or 2020?
And like,
you may be entitled to financial compensation.
I hope this never comes back to bite me in the ass, but I lied and told so many people that I had taken the vaccine.
Oh.
100%. I was like, I'm not, you know how many places I got to get into and work? Yeah, I took that stuff. Of course. Yeah. COVID. Oh, I gotta, yeah. Whatever you guys say. Now I got to put my mask on and I got to go to work. Sorry, guys. Excuse me.
I was an essential employee, so I worked the whole time.
I was as well.
Yeah.
Considered essential, especially when I was I think I've worked in nastier places than anything that COVID would have brought, is the way I justified it. I mean, Brush Meadows is basically a slumlord apartment unit here in Billings, and they didn't even tell us that there was a MRSA outbreak in the room that we were in.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So there's a good chance you gotta deal with that. It's gross on top of it. I've been in piss infested cat houses. I've been in, you name it. So when it came to the vaccine and stuff, until I see like some polio things that start happening where you got to put me in an iron lung, I don't even need it.
Well, the fact that we were lied to and that they said it was going to stop transmission and it hadn't even been tested to stop transmission is like, how can you fucking lie to the public and get away with it? No, not a lot. There are people that are up in arms about it, but not as much as there should be.
Well, I think a lot of everybody, it's like we got other things we need to take care of besides what.
At least for me,
you
it
guys
was
keep talking about.
the final eye opener that a lot of the conspiracy theories that I have heard over the years aren't theories anymore. They're fucking proven. If the government will lie to us on that big of a scale about something like that, they have been and will continue to lie to us some more.
I was gonna say, because DJ had released to me the funding when it came to like where a lot of the disaster relief and survivor relief. Let me pull up those numbers real quick.
I saw a video that someone posted, yet again, this is allegedly, and that person said, when we talked to FEMA, they said they are too busy at the border to get enough people to North Carolina and the hurricane relief, but allegedly.
I was saying, so the highlighted from the Biden administration has said we got 1.8 billion approved for the disaster relief. So you got 8,000 federal personnel on the ground working, which 8,000 is like next to nothing if you're thinking about that whole area. You need so many people. And then you get 100 million in aid for the hurricane, 77,000 hurricane Helene survivors, 213 million for the 71,000 survivors in Florida, 132 million for the 146,000 survivors in South Carolina, 119 million for the 118,000 survivors in Georgia, 118 million for 2,400 survivors in Tennessee, 4.7 million for 1,500 survivors in Virginia. I didn't know that Virginia got hit.
I mean, it's right over there in that area, too.
And then additional 613 million for survivors of hurricane. Was that? Picture doesn't show everything, but
Milton, maybe.
So you have quite a bit of federal aid happening, but then I'm
some federal, some
I'm just
money down
wondering, is there any chance that those numbers are skewed? Or is there saying there's a bunch of aid going out, but it turns out there's not that aid going out? Or is it there has been a ton of aid going out everywhere? It's just, it seems like so little when you spread it out to so many people.
Yeah. It's not hard to skew those numbers. No one can track all that. Just like the 110 billion we sent to Ukraine, there's no way we can track where that money went.
Well, you're still trying to figure out what happened to that $1 trillion
Yep.
that just went missing.
I really hope that is what they are actually doing. And it took them how long to publish those numbers?
I mean, at the end of the day, it becomes this, what do you believe? What do you believe?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I have pretty educated people around me. So when Jess is sending me stuff like that, where obviously you can almost see it night and day versus somebody who has stepped away from what is basically deemed down your throat every day as you just take this, eat this, do this. And then she took a step back from it all, got into yoga, teacher, eating right. And it's like, are these two people even the same person? You know what I mean? Because they look phenomenal, and all it does is like literally that, like detoxing.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say the eating healthy is probably the biggest one of that. Because if you can eat healthy and get rid of 90% of the toxins that are in our body from the food that we eat, I bet you start feeling really fucking good. Joe Rogan talks about it all the time. It's like his number one thing is you got to eat good. And I am definitely not eating good enough, that's for sure. At least when if I was going to intermittent fast, my meal that I eat should be like high protein, a little bit of greens. But I don't do that.
I'm right there, bro. I'm at the 2 mark. It was 201 even. I'm like, I'm about to get under it. And shout out Facebook. We're at 1,000. Well, it's like, you need to hurry up. I'm at 1,000 followers. I hit it today this morning.
Yeah,
so
dude.
Shout out everybody. Now, if we can just get them numbers up on YouTube and Spotify and Instagram, all of them.
Keep the only thing that sucks when you share from YouTube to Facebook, when someone clicks on it, it doesn't take them to their YouTube app. It takes them to the internet page linked to Facebook, kind of, so that they can't just like it. They have to sign in to like it. So then you actually have to go to your YouTube app and search it. So I get why we don't get more. We get a lot of views when the ones that we share onto Facebook. We get a lot of views on the shorts and stuff, but not.
Well, I mean, they're just all avenues, and
Yeah.
we are only months into this bad boy.
Yeah.
So
And we
every
have,
day
like,
is
70. How many videos are up? Because I'll tell you what, I was pretty fucking impressed when I saw that number.
People thought we were joking.
Oh God.
and people thought we were joking when we said there were
She's
70
fucking-
episodes, but
She's
there's.
pretty hot.
Didn't it suck? It's hilarious. I follow Sophie Weenie on Instagram. I think she blew up on TikTok. It was what original was, and I thought it was so funny because she has a remix of that Cotton Eye Joe. No, oh no, and I'm laughing to it, and DJ is like, "This is the stupidest thing. Can you turn it down? Change the song."
75 videos.
75.
Yeah. And we've got, 25 of them are our live episodes. So that's 50 shorts.
I'd say
that
Boom
we've got up
Bamskis.
there. Speaking of Boom Bamskis, I did get to hop on and say hello this morning. You said there was some pretty funny stuff going on.
Dude, I was laughing so hard. So me and DJ are in the car having a Fiji, chilling, and he's like doing different phonetic spellings for trying to find Bamskis on the radio. You know what I mean? So he's like Bamskis as B as in boy, A as in apple. Does that whole thing. So I was like, now do the NATO phonetic, and it's like Bravo, Alpha, Mike. What was S again? Sierra. Kilo, Echo, Zulu.
That's actually pretty dope.
Right? And he said it on Bamski's, like he read it phonetically out, and then he did it a couple of times. I was like, dude, you nailed that. Here's 100 stars, bro. You deserve it.
They're killing it.
You got to give them. I mean, what a treasure. And we were just, me and DJ, just having a good old laugh session. We literally had so many moments. We were sitting, and I told Bamski it was in two different rooms, but we were literally just sitting in the car together. And can I make this shit up? At the same exact time, you hear Bamskis go from both of our phones at the same exact time. We just, they're just busted out laughing. But I was like, this is totally the case. You know what I mean? It was like we're just locked into Bamskis. We're just chopping it up with them forever. I got to get down there. And this lady, Sarah, she was in the chat. And I was just thinking, go getting some proof donuts and then dropping them off, go to the studio and hang out. She was already on it. She was already getting in my bacon burrito and headed away. I was like, sheesh.
Yeah, I did get a text message from Jeremy the other day, just saying that he still got me in his mind, and he's trying to move things up the ladder. So that's good to hear. So shout out to our other radio station, 96.3.
He got a little plug yesterday.
Who?
Jeremy.
Oh, yeah,
Jeremy.
Jeremy, yeah,
I'm not getting
Jeremy's
two in a
plug.
row.
I am,
Why?
because that's going to be
This
my
guy.
station.
You remember that Bamskis?
Nah,
You remember that Bamskis? No. Don't let him talk his way out of this.
It's it works perfect because Bamski's is in the morning and Jeremy's show is at night. Boom.
Boom Bamskis, you mean?
Hey,
Thank you.
Can I steal the Boom Bamski's thing? Because I really want to do a GTA radio.
No.
No, I can't.
You can't steal his literal thing.
If I was going to do
Bamskis on the radio.
If I was going to do my GTA radio DJ, I'd probably rock with DJ Mayo, because that's somewhere on a platform like Grand Theft Auto where you could do some raunchy DJ Mayo stuff.
And then we're back with DJ Mayo.
Just get some ASMR of some mayo noises.
Just all right.
Mayo nice.
And we are back with this week's new top remix. Turn in now.
This is 98.9, the Mayo.
That's how you would do it?
I don't know, maybe, dude. You could
That's
just have
hilarious,
the radio
little broad
station
boys.
called the Mayo.
Bro, I'm so nervous for tonight.
Oh man, Did you find out what time it is?
It's at 7.
At 7. And you're going to go up at 8:30?
I'm probably going to show up at 8 and then see how the crowd is. DJ, you got me, boy? That's right.
That's right. I got to be there with the camera, I guess, then.
Yeah, at least that. I mean, because we got this out of the way. Don't got to worry about the potting.
I also thought...
Dude, I hate this light some days. I feel like it's terrible.
I think it's...
Look at me. I feel like
I know. You're really bright some days. Maybe it's a little too close. I don't know. We
need better
also
lighting. I feel like that one guy, Two-Face.
We also have no idea how we're going to do a third person yet, really. We still have that up in debate. It's just
But it is one of those things that we started and then we haven't really picked it up on that. But there's so much happening.
My dad even said that this setup, he even asked, he's like, where are you guys doing that from? He's like, it looks professional. So like this setup looks so good.
It looks professional?
That's what my dad said, yeah. He said it looks legit.
Shout out Doyle.
Well, Doyle rules.
My other dad. The only other man I listen to.
Well, Doyle rules. I think I'm going to bring that back.
Doyle rules?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Might have to.
It's just my dad.
You might have to check with the Sandman.
Oh.
They might have copyrighted it.
I'll shoot Adam a text. It'll be all right.
You can get Adam Levine. You ain't getting Sandler.
Start messaging David Spade first.
You get Andy Samberg.
I'll take it, dude. I will take it.
You told me I'm getting Hot Rod? Hell yeah. We had a Hot Rod moment the other day.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was like, this is my thing. And then DJ was like, this is my thing. And I'm like, no, that can't be your thing. That's my thing. It can't be your thing.
You can't do the same thing.
It's your own thing. I don't know. It's pretty questionable if this was your thing or if this is my thing before it was your thing. You sitting here trying to say it wasn't my thing? Definitely my thing.
We watched Paranorman last night.
What a classic.
Yeah, dude.
That's another
stop motion.
But no, I'm saying as far as Tim Burton. Did he
do
Paranorman?
Paranorman?
Can you fact check me on that one, DJ?
Is
sorry to break up the spike protein research.
The stop motion is so insane, bro. It's how they do that stop motion stuff is insane. We ended up, after watching Paranorman, we started watching behind the scenes on Coraline. Coraline, because that was one of Izzy's favorites.
Same makers? Coraline? Because I wonder.
No, Paranorman and Coraline, not really. Yeah. No, Paranorman's not Tim Burton. No, yeah. not Tim Burton. Maybe the same makers of Coraline. It seems like they would.
The animation style was pretty close together, though.
Oh well, because it's stop motion, yeah. And they used to do it with clay, but now they're puppets. So it's technically not claymation. That's what they used to call it. So it's just stop motion. But yeah, we were watching how they make little dolls and stuff, and it's pretty cool. Man, the amount of patience that those individuals would have. I don't know how that would not fry your brain every day. Literally, we were watching it. She's like, yeah, you do it. You do the whole scene frame by frame, and then you watch it back, and sometimes one frame is just not quite right. You got to go back and do the whole motion over again. I'm like, dang. So and they're moving her clothes to get really good type of flow with the clothes and stuff. What do we know here, DJ?
Leica Studio produced both of them.
Okay, so Leica's, it was Leica Studio produced Coraline and Paranorman.
Does Leica Studios got anything new in the mix? They do be dropping some heaters.
Yeah, dude. Coraline, I've watched probably 1,000 times. Paranorman, we've seen a couple.
Oh, Box Trolls. That was my son's movie.
Really?
The Box Trolls. I still have it in my 1,000 Redbox collection. DJ was just actually giving me a hard time. He's like, still got that Redbox collection? He's like, damn right, I got that Redbox collection. It cost me $17,000. I ain't ever getting rid of that. So many late fees, so many overdraft fees because of those things. I just forget about them and never take them back.
So you legitimately have...
What's coming out in 2025? Oh, it's 2005. Wildwood? Empire Wildwood. Ooh.
Upcoming?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
exciting.
Okay. Let's shout out Lakai Studios for their new upcoming Empire
Leica.
Wildwood. Leica, is that what I said?
No, you said Lakai.
Leica, yep, Leica.
There we go.
Yep,
That's dope,
that was
though.
my dyslexia.
Can we get
mixing the
can you
K and
click
the
back
A.
on that one you just clicked on, that
Lakai.
Wildwood?
Leica.
Can you go to click on the picture at all? Does it let you? Wildwoods?
I'm guessing it's going to be stop
Dang it.
motion.
I just
because
wanted
they
to see
do-
like the character a little bit more. I'm too
It takes them
blind.
so long to put one of those together, bro.
Yeah, it's just not. Some images just are gonna be different. Whoa, there it goes. Okay, so regular. She's a girl.
So we got Kirk's Grocery
Welcome
tonight.
to Wildwood. Ooh, that's pretty. Ooh.
What other events we got happening this weekend?
What else is happening this weekend? We got a video to record on Saturday.
Yeah, but I mean that's us. But any other local events or anything going on? The Kava House doing anything this weekend?
There's a costume party at the
That's what you were saying. I
House,
thought you were
yes.
saying something. I'm just not ready for a costume party.
I've been researching for mine, and I'm so excited, bro.
You're gonna do the Tokyo Ghoul for
100%,
sure. I need
bro.
to go. I'll take the. No, maybe not today. But I need to go to Goodwill and go look, see if I can't find a robe or something.
Yeah, give me that character list too. I like playing pretty out there characters. I didn't even know that there was so many. I think I did like an Anubis character the last time. My brother. Oh man, that's why doing anything with your like actual family can be so irritating. It's out. We always play games that are out for blood. Uno. Sorry.
I will not sit next to my daughter when we play Uno anymore. Last time we played and I sat next to her, she demolished me. Skip, reverse, +4, skip. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I wanted to yell it, but it's just games. It's just game.
Oh no.
She got me good
No.
though. It's cutthroat in my house.
You better bring it for real. You do not understand. That is like, if you walk out an Uno champion at the end of the night, you have accomplished something. You have taken the heat.
Yeah.
You have taken the slurs. You've taken all of it. Ooh, what do we got here in the Monte Carlo? Ooh, improv.
Oh.
It's a show though.
Thursday night? That's tonight? Where's that at?
At the improv.
Ghost tours. Ooh.
It'd be cool to go watch improv, but at the same, which one is that? I wonder if that is. It must be an improv group, a little troupe. I wonder, because they have that projectile comedy that they would do at like the Nova Center. It is them, the same ones. Okay. It's a real love-hate relationship with it. When improv is, I guess, done correctly, man, it hits. But when it is
Executed poorly.
oh, it's so terrible. It's almost impossible to get through. Even, and I get it. There's no way you're going to get it good at anything unless you practice. And who knows how your crowd's going to hit. But, man.
I did think of another premise the other night. Checking on your conspiracy theory friends. Because there's either two phases. They knew they were right, and now they don't give a fuck what you think anymore. Or you'll call them, ask them how they are, and they'll give you all the latest shit. You're either going to get all or nothing from your old conspiracy friends.
That makes sense. Because you are, for every funny video you send me, I get 3 conspiracies.
Well, it's because I stopped sending you funny, because I send the funny ones to Bryce, because I figure he'll show you. But I'm trying to keep my...
No, he doesn't show me anything. He keeps you in his little secret portfolio. My friend Curtis.
Yes.
My precious Curtis.
My
I
precious.
keep him in. Bro, I'm on the Tokyo Ghoul train. It's insane. I have to. It's one of those shows I have to turn it off.
How many episodes do you have left? Do you have plenty to watch? Is it one of those that has
No, it's
enough?
running. I mean, there's 4 seasons, but I'm burning through them so fast. I'm scared. I'm already almost into season 3, and then there's gonna be another show done, and I gotta like find the new one.
That's if I go to Netflix and it does not have more than like 7 seasons, I won't watch it.
7?
Yeah, because
I don't need that many.
I can go through.
I don't need that many because think about how many amazing storylines you can have in 3 seasons.
Yeah,
I'm okay with the show starting and ending. People want these things to run on forever, and it's like you could have stopped Star Wars at a certain point, and everybody would have been so damn happy. But then we have so much in between that it's like
still I can't. I hate finding my new show because I get so invested in my show, and I'm the same way. If I'm in the movie zone or the show zone, I'll watch a whole fucking 3 seasons in one night. I'll watch 8 hours. If I could sit there 8 hours one day and watch the whole shit, and I'm like, it's over.
And that's most people don't go back and rewatch these things a million times, but you'll never see another story like it. And who am I to deny my brain all these different stories?
I've watched Dexter 2 times all the way through, and that one's got 7 seasons.
That's like going and sitting down watching all the Harry Potters. That's a lot.
I love that show though. Fucking good. They're just coming out with the latest season, I think, too.
Dexter is still rolling?
No, they took a huge break because he got cancer. The actor who played Dexter got cancer, so he quit, and they ended.
Back and healthy now?
Yeah. So they ended it like I don't know. When did Dexter end? Look that up, because I think they just.
That's crazy.
And they brought him back for one final
badass.
season. Because even in the end, how they ended the first series, they kind of left him alive.
I mean, there still has seriously, there has to be said something when it comes to the marijuana, though. Tommy Chong had cancer.
Really?
And you don't remember? Yeah, Tommy Chong had gotten cancer, and then he started taking Rick Simpson oil and just his regular, and literally he cleared it out. Obviously changed more diet, and he was dancing more.
Weird.
And he's good.
I've always wondered, because
they've been talking about
like when I've taken my tolerance breaks or like to quit to get a job, I have started to feel worse. So I've kind of had a sneaking suspicion that as much as I smoke kind of helps me regulate myself. And maybe it's how unhealthy I'm eating. Just smoking regulates how combats the unhealthiness.
Well, even that, think about it. Marijuana eats your fat cells. So what is it? I mean, it stores itself in your fat cells while,
But which is
so
weird.
If you were to work out consistently, eat right, smoke weed, you'd be shredded. That's why, I mean, look at Phelps.
Yeah, Phelps was the poster boy for that style.
So, I mean, the scrutiny days are got to be over at this point. Obviously, there's always going to be those people who abuse it.
That's what I was just going to say is just with everything, with sugar, even with protein powders, there can be an abuse point. There's a point when you're abusing it.
Like everyone was like, hey, we'll get off cigarettes and then go to vape. And then what happened there? You had all these people getting tuberculosis and bronchitis because you're getting these knockoffs from China that are just.
And then what is it? Not ammonia. When you have water in your lungs.
Yeah,
is that
bronchitis?
It's not bronchitis. It's fucking. What is that? When you get water in your lungs. Pneumonia. I was saying ammonia. Pneumonia. Yeah.
All that stuff goes hand in hand, though. You know what I mean?
We've been smoking tobacco for 100 fucking years or more, and we still are finding shit that it's doing to us. So obviously, vaping in 100 years, we're gonna be like, oh yeah, it causes all sorts of shit.
But even obviously, the cigarette companies took a drastic change
and started putting all the chemicals in it. Yeah.
But even at the same time, I'm like, these aren't even the same cigarettes as our forefathers. Because
do you remember
them boys were smoking like 3 packs of cigarettes a day.
You remember when they made them fire safe?
No, I didn't
Fire
even
safe.
like.
You got any pack of cigarettes on you?
No, not right. But
Okay.
I remember you telling me that, and I'm like, that is
FSC. If it says FSC on it, it's a fire safe cigarette, so that it doesn't burn all the way down to the butt. It goes out. I vividly remember we would go to the store, because one store in our town, we only had 2 grocery stores. One still had some non-fire safe, and then one had the other ones. They tasted like shit once they started the fire safe chemical in there. Like, it drastically changed the taste of the cigarette to where we would actively like look at the box and be like, oh, if it's a fire safe, don't fucking want it. And we'd try to find ones that weren't fire safe cigarettes.
I never, and I mean, I've been smoking for a long time. I've been smoking for like a break. I mean, yeah, I was trying to quit, and I broke it for like a year, and that was such a sad night. I mean, I don't even regret it, because that first cigarette was so sweet. It was so good. There's
Really?
nothing like that first cigarette.
How long did you quit?
I was like a year and
Dang, okay.
maybe a year and a half, probably.
So, and maybe it was because of the cigarette that I smoked, but I fucking went in for my 60-day stint in jail, got out, and the fucking cigarette that I smoked was fucking horrendous.
Rocking and rolling. And yeah, everybody was outside. I could just smell it. It's like my friend Carissa, she actively likes the taste of beer, but she doesn't want to be in it because she knows what it does. So I skip that. Let's just go ahead and have these NAs, because I still enjoy the taste, but I don't want to drink them. So I'm like, basically kind of the same thing right there.
Just smelling the cigarettes.
Oh, and then it was, I'm back in, baby.
Fucking neat.
I had that first one, and then you're off to the races.
It's kind of like working with you. I hadn't bought a pack in like 2 months, and then I start working with you, and I'm like, oh, it smells so fucking good. Can I get one? And then I'm like, I can't just keep fucking bumming off this guy. I gotta buy my own fucking pack.
I worked with a Tyler who was that way. He purposely didn't buy cigarettes, but he would always ask for cigarettes, and that would drive me up the wall. And I mean, granted, I don't think he smokes anymore, but I always say to the last day I smoke that there's a time and a place to quit, and I'm in no good place to quit right now. I've got too much shit on my plate to just think that I'm just gonna walk away.
Well, that, and people who are like, nah, I quit smoking cigarettes, or at least quit buying them, and then continuously ask you for one. I cannot do that. I've literally borrowed or bummed like 4 cigarettes off one of my coworkers, and then went and bought him a pack and was like, here. So when the next time when I ask you, because I don't want a pack, but I'm gonna want one. Yeah, I just can't do that. I feel so bad, because they're fucking expensive, dude.
Oh, especially when you're, I don't think they'd ever be even allowed to be sponsors, but you know, let's take it.
Marlboro,
proud.
dude. If Marlboro would just fucking send us fucking packs all day, we'll smoke on stream, bro.
No, it wouldn't.
No,
I'm like,
we're not smoking in the house.
I don't even think that'd be allowed to promote it federally.
They don't even do it much in movies anymore, like they used to. Really?
No, but
every once in a while. But
it's usually like a 007 type movie
where the bad guy, yeah. But it's not as common as it used to be. It used to be.
Cigarettes was getting cool again.
It's cool, man. The cool Camel.
I don't know. Maybe the Camels. I don't know what cigarette made it popular. I know American
Camels.
Spirits
The
really
Camels
got
tried
popular
to
across
be
the board.
The cool, because he had the sunglasses, and he was the cool guy.
Camel Joe, I mean.
And then apparently, once they banned like that stuff, all the cigarette companies went and bought food and started making. That's why we have all the addictive chemicals in our food, because they're like, oh, we can't do the addictive stuff with the tobacco anymore. Let's do it with food.
I always wonder, was it that, or are they just some kid have a bowl of something and they're like, these are awesome. Let me put some milk in that. Like, I never like to think that these guys are sinister to begin with, because I don't think they're naturally sinister.
You don't think the tobacco companies that bought out the food into
Bro, those I'm just saying, it's just another market to get into. I mean, smoking was fully in the swing. Go smoke. People were doing it in the 50s. Okay, things were going on. Give me a cigarette. Okay, they went under fire. I mean, we make it sound like we're not going to go into a big catastrophic event someday. And when that someday happens, guess what? I'm going to wish I had a fucking cigarette. Not give me a handful of kale and some tomatoes, because this is going to make me feel great.
Give me some of that Cocoa Pebbles.
When everybody around me is dying, yeah, I'll take a cigarette over a salad.
Yeah, but that's that. I'm not saying we shouldn't have cigarettes.
Well, I'm just saying like that.
And it does make sense from a business perspective. If your main avenue was cigarettes and the natural order of society is moving away from that, you would naturally want to get into the next best.
If you're a marketer,
business, if you're a business,
obviously this thing is not going good for us here. Let's go ahead and get out of here.
Just like the thing with Tim Sheehy. Everyone fucking hates on him because he fucking used tax write-offs on the property that he purchased as a business. And people are like, oh, taxes, he's not paying taxes. No, he's writing off taxes for a business property that he purchased that he rents out. Fuck you guys. Sorry. Like, I don't know between him and Tester who has better policies or not, but just that one commercial gets me because it's just like, he's practicing good business practices. Shady she. It's like, no, he's a businessman doing business things.
At the end of the day, I was like, if we're going to go attack every business for their business practices, I mean,
yeah, we're going to go yell at every business.
We got to shut down a whole mess of businesses.
Yeah, we're going to go tell everyone who used tax write-offs that they're shady people because they used a tax write-off on the new shit that they purchased for their business.
Well, I was going to say like if anybody actually looks at tax code and tax law and behind the LLCs and the C corporations, it's literally designed for every American to win over and over and over again. If you learn to read a tax code law book and have maybe $1,000 to invest in yourself,
right? Like
the knowledge, it has been kept away because I think it would kind of bankrupt society if everybody had their own corporation. Yeah. So people needed the smart individuals who did some reading and learning some stuff. They finance and they run the thing just fine.
Which then here comes the theory of that's why they invented the school system, to train people to be 9-to-5 workers and not train them to be real estate moguls or businessmen.
Well, think about it. There's never gonna be a society where everybody is just free roaming. Like you see communes, they get infected and wrong. Small towns, everybody hates each other. Big cities, everybody really hates each other. It's a human nature thing to want to have your own space and away from people to mess around, but we're on a ball that keeps creating more life. So eventually people are going to come in contact with each other. People are going to eventually, you gotta get used to it.
It's the nature of the beast.
And if you want to privatize yourself and lock yourself in your house, cool. Live that life. If you want to be out there being a flaming whoever and wild about it, have at it. At this point, you know what I mean? Live your life. Be happy.
Just be happy.
And obviously, we got them good old boys out there if people want to be trying to hurt other people.
Yeah.
It's a good day for people to turn inside and just hang out on these rainy days.
Yeah, that's
too wild out there. It's too crazy. People getting all bent out of shape and just everybody's attention. It's like,
just
calm
from
down.
The weather,
Smile.
it's ridiculous that's all it takes is for people to like get into that mood.
And I'm personally one who deals with that every year. The the seasonal depression.
Seasonal depression, yeah.
It hits me so hard, bro. Where every day is the biggest fight to get out of bed. Why go out of my house to deal with that?
I'm just going to send you to Alaska for a winter. That really puts it in perspective. In Juneau, which is not even very far north Alaska, sun comes up at 10 a.m. and goes down at 3 p.m. So if you work a 9 to 5 shift, you missed all the sunlight for that day. You want to talk about seasonal depression, that's it. At least here, we get sun till 5 p.m.
That's also another one because you chose to live in Alaska.
And it's perspective, right? I also thought about it in the beauty of the world. I left Wyoming thinking this is an ugly ass place, right? Go to Alaska. It is beautiful. But then when I came home to Wyoming, I was like, this is beautiful too. It's just a different beautiful. It's like a golden yellow beautiful, right? It's not, maybe it's not as steep and it's not as green and there's not as much water, but it's still, Alaska opened my eyes to the beauty of the rest of the world. I was like, and then I went back to Wyoming and I was like, it's not that bad here. It's beautiful. Different type of beauty. But
I think it's truly like the Four Corner State. I mean, the middle of it just blows, but there's so much actual beautiful stuff all around. I mean, Devil's Tower is there. Mm-hmm. That's cool as hell.
Which, the crazy theory about that being a giant tree, what if that was the big old tree of life?
I think we got into
style,
that. Yeah, I think we got into that a little bit on another podcast. But it's like that idea behind that might be something to it.
And then Avatar is them telling what they did.
I asked DJ about this when it came to past civilizations, because we've never gotten steel. We never unearthed steel, and that seems to be the way that we went from. You know what I mean?
Wouldn't steel break down after
beams,
millions of years? Yeah, wouldn't it eventually rust and
now we're talking millions? So we've had millions of years of civilizations.
Well, dude, they're just thinking that the universe is way older than they thought because they're finding shit way out there that could not be as old as we think the galaxy is. Like, they should be billions of years older for that formation to have formed on that part of the galaxy. So they're already starting to think that the universe is way older than they thought it was.
And so the numbers just
keep going up,
out the window.
Up. Who knows how long and how many, like we've talked about the cycle of life emerging and if something happening takes everyone out, life emerging again. We could have gone through millions of those. Who knows?
That's the real fascinating part of it. It's like if we are humans and we just go get wiped out every so often.
Well, what if when Mars was in the Goldilocks zone, that was our planet? Mars got kicked out of the Goldilocks zone, so we went to Earth, which was just coming into the Goldilocks zone.
And that in itself is such a big speculation because, I mean, you're never going to be able to figure out if they were here or there. But the fact that there's billions of us on this planet, and I mean, we haven't unearthed any steel beams, and that's what we do with everything now is just steel.
Well, they did stone because they knew something. Let's look that up, DJ. How long would a steel beam take to completely rust apart, disintegrate? Because that is a good question. I've always wondered. We find all their stone shit because they learned if it stays on stone.
I should take it back. It just got melted by jet fuel.
Do we really want to get into that, dude? The whole dude, I hate to say this, but there is no way a plane crashes into a fucking skyscraper and it falls in on itself.
I just watched, if you fold all the 1 through 100 bills, and it literally shows the towers falling.
Dang.
Yeah. It starts here, and the plane is hitting it, and then it comes, and then at the bottom, it's just smoke rising up.
And the fact that it happened on 9/11,
who 9/11, who decides the money? Like, who comes up with all the designs for the money?
It's a good question.
Like in every place, like everybody, there's all these different currencies. Like, is there a board of
designers
for the money?
That's a good ass question, because I remember when they came out with the newest $20 bill, someone had to design that shit. Someone got paid a pretty penny.
And then you had to, I mean, obviously you have a security team that has to work on it now for forgeries. So you have to put in that little band, and then like you have a watermark parks, like all kinds of stuff.
Any info on the steel beam? No.
It'll break down. Doesn't say how long.
Okay. Yeah.
I think steel tape corrodes at 10 millimeters a year.
10 millimeters a year. So
that's
depending
like
on
nothing.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it would probably take a million years, but you know, if
a million years, but that's how I was saying. A million years.
If everybody today...
but I'm saying, like, you're saying that we would not have had a civilization before for a million years.
Well, I mean, that's just how long it would take for that shit to, like, go away.
Think of that. How long will the Empire State Building continue to stand?
Well, let's say West Yellowstone blows up and the ashes, you know, all over the world, takes out all the humans. You probably would have that building still standing, I would assume. It probably wouldn't get taken out by West Yellowstone. And then...
especially now that we've got hurricane-proof buildings, earthquake-proof buildings.
How long before the lower part of the foundation beams crumble? Because then once the lower ones go, all that weight from up top is going to come down. But then not quite like the towers. It'd probably come over sideways.
And that's where I'm like, you'd be able to unearth I-beams. Those I-beams would not... I mean, those fuckers are thick, bro.
How much sediment, like, you know, how much growth over the ground do you get? Right? Because eventually, like, they say the dinosaurs got buried over time. How long would it take something like the Eiffel Tower, even if it was toppled over on its side, to get covered with dirt? Probably still a couple thousand years or more.
But I would just think that, you know, you digging around and then you hit an I-beam.
Yeah,
that's way worse than a tree. That thing ain't a dong dong.
Yeah.
So I just look at that as far as how we've come so far as human beings.
Their theories behind it is that they had different technology and didn't need the metal, but that doesn't really make sense either.
Because we use metal for so much.
Yeah.
About as much as we use plastic.
What other thing could they have gone with? Stone? And they had learned how to manipulate stone so good that they could manipulate it better than we can manipulate steel and I-beams? I don't know. That just goes back to the theory of what technology did they have back in the day.
Well, I just look at it as like, I think there's a good chance that we've just been getting smarter and getting smarter, and maybe there's a couple of us who keep lasting after, because I bet these type of things happen way more often than we give them credit for in the thousands of years.
So you think we're smarter now than they ever were back in the day?
I think we've gotten way smarter now, and because we have had other human beings before us who dabbled into these fields and just started to figuring it out. But I mean, yeah, granted, they're dead and their histories have been wiped from record. But that memory, the thought, the imagination that put the idea in there in the first place stayed alive, permeating in somebody else's brain.
I can agree with that, because I am kind of along the theory, like, all this new technology with phones and computer chips and shit isn't our technology. And that's why I would agree with you that, yeah, we probably are some of the smartest that we've been, because we can now, on a little tiny chip that's the size of the tip of my finger, we can have enough data in that to fucking run a smartphone, you know? So,
and I think the possibility of something like Assassination Classroom, you have something that came from outer space and did come chat it up, but obviously he's in a different type of I mean, you could talk to them, and obviously they know
And
probably what's going on the way grander scheme of the universe than we have any idea. And we have to start implicating these type of ideas because they know way more stuff than we know.
I like Joe Rogan's theory is that as soon as we dropped one nuclear bomb, they were like, oh, dude, no, we have to go to that planet and make sure that they don't do that again because they don't realize what they have here with this planet or something, right? Show up, start turning off all of our nukes and shit, and then they give us technology to be like, no, do good things with this kind of technology. Like,
I think
like that theory.
I think human beings saw the destruction of their own nature and had to stop in that regard. How many people you have to see eating and rotting away and Holocaust, all of that before you're like, maybe we cannot blow ourselves up every time there's a big problem. And most of the small people, the ants you would call us, believe that same notion. And then you have these powerful figureheads who sit around the world. And at the end of the day, think of it like you're trying to protect your family. But you have a continent and all these people own a family on these continents. Would you not do everything in your power to protect your continent from every other person?
Yeah, I guess.
And you would do it in the name of protection, even if protecting meant hurting your people for the bigger picture.
Okay, so in that same concept, if the Twin Towers were an inside job, that is exactly what their reasoning would have been behind it. We are going to have to hurt some of our people so that in the grand scheme of things, we can protect the rest of our people from an outside force.
Because there's always this talk, I just watched this other one where they keep creating these terrorist deals, and there actually is no terrorist. It's just a way for, to implement safer technology uses. And it's messed up.
Okay, here you go.
Here we go.
In 1980, Saddam Hussein, the former Iraqi president, was given the key to Detroit as a symbolic honor for donating the $250,000. So right there, what is that, 30 years before they terrorist attacked us, they were giving this guy the key to the fucking city of Detroit? Yeah, I think it could have been all a man-made effort. Another crazy theory I heard as well was...
Well, I'm in, looking at it a step further. I mean, right now there's a big wave to stop, the big wave of India and stuff. You have Canada dealing with... They just fired six people, DJ? Off the... Because these guys were linked to other groups that were... somebody got murdered as well. He was telling me about this yesterday, and I'm like, because India does have 1 billion people. I mean, and they are essentially right now becoming the Silicon Valley of the United States. And if they have that much sway over essentially the social side of things because of their technology,
then they need them to stop. They need to slow their technology rise.
We gotta slow their influence. It's as bad as when people start worrying about the Chinese influence here.
So I heard a theory that was the Cuban Missile Crisis was, and that's actually when Pablo Escobar was getting the government was helping him get stuff in. So Cuban Missile Crisis happens, then we have a cocaine epidemic. Next thing was we invaded Iraq in opioid harvesting season. Next thing we know, we have an opioid crisis here in the United States. So the theory goes that all of the wars that the United States have created was actually, in fact, to maybe not in fully, but to infiltrate there and get the drugs that are there and put it into the American public. Because and I think there was one more war that also brought some drugs over as well. I can't remember which one, but invading Iraq during opioid harvesting season and then the Cuban Missile Crisis and us having a huge cocaine epidemic after that. It's damn. Same thing as you create a false flag so that you can go to that country and stop them from doing whatever they're doing right.
But then we can't, unless that we're going to say that all of our Americans were in on it. I mean, they were lopping dudes' heads off, machete style.
Yeah.
That stuff is definitely happening. So, I mean...
But same thing, like, if you're trying to protect your own, if you, on the other end of it, if you are the cartel, right? And say the U.S. government is doing some shady things and trying to work with you, and then you're going to try to protect your own, same thing. You're going to machete some heads because that's what you do. You're the cartel.
Well, especially here. I mean, a lot of people in Montana are worried specifically because of the cartel. They have a movement here.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
it's not. They think. I mean, it's been well documented. Like I said, somebody on the police force and everything, and it's been a long time that they've been worried. Probably like almost going on 10 years ago now.
Okay.
When the first time I heard about that there was cartel influence up in Big Sky Country, and it only makes sense because there ain't no Montanans who making $50 million, $60 million a year to live in these places.
Not only that, but I-90 is one of the main highways to get stuff into Canada, drugs, and I believe they use like the Montana-South Dakota border because it's a lot less secured than like a Washington state border, you know, or freaking over on the other side of the country.
You couldn't, I mean, would not even be that hard. You could walk across into Canada. When I was doing my little thing, there was a guy who was from Canada who was a gun runner, and he was doing everything in his power to get extradited back to Canada because as soon as he could get back to Canada, he knew he could be free. But he's in American jail and he's not going nowhere.
Damn.
That's the biggest, scariest thing for these guys who are the most elite in the world. Come to an American prison. You're stuck.
What movie was that where he had like a trail that he was running back and forth between the border? And he'd go through Canada, I think into Canada legitly, and then he would get his whatever he was getting and had this trail where he'd run it across the border, drop it, and run back, come across the border legally, and then go the other way and go get it and come back. I was like, damn, that's fucking genius.
I was gonna say War Dogs was a lot that way.
War Dogs was a good one. I actually just watched that like last 6 months ago.
Running through that whole battlefield. As soon as we get through here, we good. But we just got to get through the explosions.
And that's crazy that it all came down to $200,000. If they would have paid the package guy, they would have got away with it. $200,000, and they made like millions off the government.
Also, I mean, that is the other scary thing of it because I think as much as things have been secured and like kind of safe and everything, there's so much privatized military and who's profiting the most off the bullets. Yeah. And I think America sits pretty high atop the weapons making manufacturing.
As soon as Ukraine and Russia started going off, I can't remember exactly who, but a U.S. company signed a 10-year contract to provide Ukraine with fucking some type of military equipment or shit. 10 years. That's a fat fuck contract.
And that's them buying from us for the next 10 years, though. So, I mean, when you look at it like that, I mean, if they're going to blow themselves up, at least give them the weapons to do so. Is that the idea behind it?
Then you're like a Tony Stark-esque, and people are going to be like, your weapons kill millions. And he's like, I just designed the weapons.
Sounds like America right now.
Yeah.
You guys just keep bombing Syria. You guys bomb Afghanistan. You guys bomb.
Another thing is all of the equipment that we left in Iraq that got paraded down a fucking street and it's all theirs now. What the fuck?
Is it though? I bet it's not.
What, you think we're going to go take it back?
I think we still got boys over there.
Oh, I know we do. That is another funny thing. The fucking video, it's Kamala Harris sitting there. She's like, we got no troops in war zones right now. And it flips the camera to the army guys. And they're like, then where the fuck are we?
And that's what I think if they move their where they're at in accordance with the media, then the media looks happy and they can say, "Oh, the troops came home."
Mm-hmm.
But
at the same,
the troops are on deployment. You signed up for deployment.
but those
You could just say you're in Turkey or you're in Istanbul or
those
you're in
Afghani guys definitely have our equipment. If they were running our fucking tanks and our fucking helicopters down a parade down their fucking street, they have our equipment. It's proven that they left billions of dollars of equipment over there.
Oh, that is 100% the truth. But I'm just looking at it like we got some shit in the works because the stuff is there.
But why is nobody talking about that? That was this administration.
I mean, I'm telling the people who are pulling the strings behind the thing.
I'm sure they probably.
I asked DJ this morning. I was like, "What do you mean, like the Biden administration?" I mean, this dude is already said he's like Alzheimer's.
It's
he's
crazy that we can
dying,
even
and
still call it the Biden administration,
that's
because
the part that I didn't understand. Because I'm like, he's not even like, is he actively in charge? Even though they said that
I think
he was,
he is still doing
so
some
he's
press
not
conferences and stuff.
100%. But I'm like,
I haven't seen any though.
but he's not. That's what I'm trying to like get back to. He's like, he's not really the one doing the things. He's just got a mic in his ear. Like, look into his cabinet and everybody else who are the ones who are getting his secrets to him. That's and getting his stories to who, you
That's
know?
how it's always been, though. That's the government for you. We elect somebody to
we
be
keep
the
saying
puppet.
that, like the government. I mean, it's like, bro, think how many facets of state employees are across the board everywhere.
The saying more jobs, less government, I fucking like that saying, because there are way too many government jobs in this, whether it be state or federal or
there's too many in bureaucracy where nothing is getting done.
Yeah.
Take the mom with like 11 children and have her in position because she figured out how to ransom shit.
Yeah, she should be the judge. She'll fucking judge better than the guy who's been a judge for 100 years and gets, money donated from these
about if you're a judge,
or
right?
Whatever.
And you have to see the same, like a list of people every day. And how would you not grow askew and neutral the whole time? You're going to be like, here comes another piece of shit.
Well, not only that, but think about this. A parent of someone who did something bad is very wealthy and donates tons of money towards whatever the judge's favorite charity or his church or whatever it is. And then you've got a corrupt judge.
Oh, yeah, that has been happening. Yeah. Has been happening for a long ass time. As soon as like that's what I was saying. Like so much of this is gonna get lost in litigation.
Actually, there's some kid after the Ravens beat another football team, he went out and just found some random guys that were smaller than him in the other team's jersey and beat the shit out of them, all on video. So what did the internet do? The internet found his Facebook page, found out his dad was a rich guy, found out he's been in a whole bunch of trouble, got him fired from his job, and are just ruining this guy's life on social media. And I'm like, fuck yes.
So, and
destroy him.
It becomes a real... I never want to be the person to egg on the mob. Go kill somebody.
Yeah, why? That's for no reason. Just because yet again, it comes down to the stupidity of sports teams. Because of the jersey that they're wearing, because they support another team, you're just going to go whoop their ass? Like, jump them for no fucking reason. You're a Cincinnati Bengals fan? I'm fucking taking you out.
And it sucks too at the end of the day. I mean, the unity that you get from being part of a team, it feels good. As far as somebody who's been a part of a team. You know what I mean? You have that camaraderie. You have that sense of family. But the difference being is when you walk away from any sport and you just get back into living in reality, those things are, as much fun as they can be. When you start to make that your life, now we got a real problem. Because nobody should be getting paid $100 million to throw a football. No, not when you have $100 million that you can use towards You could just give those to homeless people
Yeah,
and have
guess
them be
what?
eaten.
Yeah.
You can give them a regular job. You could open up a homeless place for homeless people.
Well,
You
hold
could
on.
do so many
Let's-
things versus.
Let's just see here. How much did the Las Vegas stadium cost?
And that's the other hard part about so many of these cities get locked in with these NFL teams. If an NFL team ever leaves or a professional team, they're done.
$2 billion to build the new stadium in Las Vegas for the Raiders.
And then they're going to build all these other super buildings around it. And then the team leaves.
Oh,
And then all of a sudden you just have all these vacant buildings that you won't even let homeless people go into.
how many football stadiums are in the U.S.? 30 active stadiums. And what is the average cost of a stadium?
I think the only one that's owned by the people is Lambeau, correct?
And is it really? Like stock shareholder wise?
You get paid. I think they take it out of your taxes.
SoFi was 5.9 billion. So
Look
it
at
looks
Bank of America Stadium. How much they put in that one? I think it's like 300 and.
let's see. Cost 500 million. So that's actually fairly low.
But I'm just saying, $500 million.
So let's say, because the highest one was 6, let's say it's $1 billion. That's $30 billion have gone into stadiums for people to come and spend another $1 billion on food, all that shit. Why?
So then a private team owner and his constituents can get paid even more. And these guys aren't the guys who are standing at the Red Cross, Blue Cross,
Yeah.
they're not doing
1/3 of what the NFL makes in a year and put that towards anything that needs help in this country, homelessness,
the
fucking
Cowboys.
food.
Let's just think about the Cowboys and their stadium and how much, how much is he worth, the owner of the Cowboys?
What is his name? I can't even remember. Jerry Jones?
I believe so.
Okay, Jerry Jones, he earned it, right? Because he was a good football player. $15.3 billion is his net worth. $15.3 billion.
But I'm just saying, what does he do charity-wise? How much of that billions of dollars is he just holding on to and making sure that all his kin are taken care of? Because he played a game.
Even just, the money in the NFL industry, like I said.
And I give it up. Because you have a lot of give back from the NFL, but I guarantee you it's a drop in the bucket compared to how much they actually earn.
And they could,
across the board. When you have a kicker who makes $250,000,
even if you took 0.1% of what that industry makes and
these
put it
guys
to
all have
homelessness.
their managers and they're all barely paying taxes.
You know what? Turn stadiums into homeless shelters until it's game day.
Something.
Do something, yeah.
Well, and then they had during these things, you don't even want guys inside the stadiums. They're locking the stadium so they don't get destroyed.
And I get it, because if you did let a bunch of homeless people into the stadium, it would probably get destroyed. I get
so
that.
you got
security guards hired. Look at that. That's more jobs you're creating around local jobs, security officers to beat up the homeless. To start the fight club.
to get the sled dogging.
To watch.
That was such a fast episode, bro.
I know.
We are done.
Hitting
Okay,
right when I
honest.
gotta start doing my potty dance. I don't know if you know.
We could
10 minutes.
we could 100% probably have gone on for another 5 hours if we wanted to. The words are flowing off the tongue today.
Tooth, tongue, teeth, and lips.
Purses, Pringles, pussy.
Nice. The 3 things I used to get all the time.
And on that note, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, subscribe, comment,
all the goodies, all the most.
And make sure you are leaving in the comments below. The fitness funds this.
Fitness funds this.
Walk-in? No.
Wanted
Walk-ins.
walk-ins wanted. Walk-in.
We're workshopping that out, but don't forget, leave it in the comments. Come up with some of these ideas. Hey,
All right.
and until then,
Bye.
we out.